Hi everybody, this just might be my last video of the year. Let's go over the week 36 quiz to get ready for the retake. So let's look closely at number 1 where I gave you an equation, and let's first pick out what the center of that circle would be. Well, it says x minus 5 squared, so you have to be really careful with the sign. The sign will actually be positive 5 for the x coordinate, and then when it says y plus 7 squared, it'll be negative 7 for the y coordinate. Then when we are finding the radius of the circle, make sure that you take this 29, and then that's the radius squared. So if radius squared is 29, then the radius would be square root of 29. If you want to give a decimal approximation, that's fine, but I figure why not just give the exact answer. And then finally, to find the area of the circle, my favorite strategy for this is, since 29 is r squared and area is pi r squared, all you have to do is take the 29 and multiply it by pi, and that's your area. All right, let's take a look at question number 2. If the center is -2, -11, and the radius is 9, first thing that I like to do is I like to set up the format. So x minus -2, or I like to write it as x plus 2 squared, and then -11, so I like to write this one as y plus 11 squared, and then it equals 9 squared. Some people wrote 9 squared, some people wrote 81. Either one is fine. Question 3 is really similar, but for this one, you have to pick out what the center and the radius is. So let's use the point that's plotted here to figure out what the center is. So starting at the origin, I'm going left 1 and up 3. So that's the center. Then I just need to count to figure out what the radius is. So draw in a radius. I went to the right and then count how many boxes that is. 1, 2, 3, 4 units long. So radius is 4. Then we can just plug this into the same formula for the circle equation. X, it's -1, so x plus 1 squared plus, and then it's +3, so y minus 3 squared equals radius squared. Some people wrote 4 squared, some people wrote 16. Just make sure everything is squared. It should kind of look like the Pythagorean theorem. If it doesn't when you're done, then that probably means that you forgot to square everything. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you don't square everything, you won't actually get a circle when you graph it. All right, the final question. The endpoints of the diameter are 3, 5. I'm going to make a little sketch, and 3, 9. We need to find the point that's halfway between them. So I think a lot of you noticed that they both have 3 as the x coordinate. So it's going to still, the point halfway in between is still going to be on that same vertical line. And then I think some of you just know what's halfway in between 5 and 9. It's 7. So I think some of you jumped straight to figuring out what the center was. Some of you took the average of 5 and 9 and got 7. Some of you figured out the length of the segment. So some people did 9 minus 5 and figured out it was 4 units long and said, oh, well, if the diameter is 4, the radius is 2, and figured out that these had to be 2 apart. Either way, that's all the information that you need. We need the center of the circle and we need the radius of the circle. And that's what we just found. The center is 3, 7. The radius is 2. So let's jump right into writing our equation. X minus 3 squared, y minus 7 squared equals 2 squared, or 4. Let me know what questions you have and do your best on the last retake of the year. Bye.